Hey, good morning.
Welcome in.
This is Sports Riot live on Twitch for Sunday, the 16th of January, 2022. Thank you so much for joining us. It's just a two-man show, as John likes to call it, Bravo Config. The guy right here next to me, the one and only producer of Barry on Deck, Houston Sports Show, numerous comedy shows throughout the Houston Metroplex, the one, the only, Barry Laminack. Good morning. How are you?
I'm a bitch. Goddamn mute button. Shit! Good morning, player. How are you? At least I have you here. If I was by myself, it would have been 20, 30 minutes before anybody even noticed. Well, before I noticed. The chat would be like, hey, stupid ass, you're muted. And I'd be like, haha. And then I would tell a great story and then go, huh? What? Oh, shit. I mean,
I can't. Good.
I understand in the realm of my nose is itching, by the way. I didn't just do like coke or anything. I don't know. Somebody just talking shit about me for muting my microphone. And that was
your nose is itching. Someone's talking.
That's what they say. If your nose. Oh, I think it's if your nose is itching too. I'll have to Google that.
Maybe.
Hey, chat. Isn't it if your nose is itching that somebody's talking shit about you muting your microphone? Yeah, I do it all the time.
Off. Go ahead and talk. Go ahead and vamp for a second.
Yeah. It is a damn curse of streaming, at least for me. Oh, shut up, John. Jerk ass jerk. What the hell just happened to the? I tried to put the. That got weird. Look at that. I tried to put a chat message on screen and it didn't happen. I tried to put John's over here laughing at me. There we go. Shut your whore mouth, John. Laughing at
Archie
me.
Bullock in UK. Good morning to you. The egg ball is good, dude. This is our time of year. This is when only the best of the best get to play on Saturdays and Sundays. I hope you're enjoying premiere and all that good stuff over there.
Egg ball crew is in. Oliver is in there too. Love it. Oh, were you watching?
Got up early. I did. I got up early. Watched Hotspur. I'm a Tottenham supporter, and they were tied at half. That's the last thing that I saw before I had to start doing this stuff. So good morning, you guys in UK. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon over there, so I hope you've had a good Sunday.
I'm curious from our overseas compadres, egg ball playoffs. I'm curious from our overseas compadres, how much of the we'll use your terms here, how much of the egg ball playoffs is covered in the UK or in Europe or whatever? Just in the chat, let us know. I'm curious to see. Because over here, any kind of sports media, that's all it is. It's just 100% consumes the airwaves on radio and everything else. So I'm just curious what kind of coverage it gets overseas. So let us know in the chat, please.
You know, even you're right, dude. It kind of bummed me out a little bit last Tuesday, and I get the NCAA football championship. It's one of the bigger deals of the year. It's right there with the Final Four, Super Bowl, a notch below. But I'm watching Sports Center, and for the first time this year, I really wanted to see some NBA highlights because there had been some really solid games that Monday night. Yeah, I'm in that mode now. I reckon get into it, and college hoop for that matter. I watched a lot of that yesterday before I had to go to work, and it was 45 minutes of an hour Sports Center talking about Georgia's victory over Bama, and then 5 or 6 30-second highlight clips of the NBA stuff from the night before. Yeah. And I'm like, really? 45 minutes you need to cover this game? Was that really necessary? I guess
it is the national championship game. It is the culmination
45 minutes. 45 minutes of an hour show to cover 11 minutes of action. I mean, they ran the same interviews over and over. And
this is a 2-hour show, and we're going to do an hour and 30 of tennis.
That's true.
Yeah, maybe not.
And the other 15 minutes about Sade, who celebrates her 62nd birthday today.
What?
Can you imagine?
She's
62.
As an operator, she's pretty smooth. Yeah, she's pretty smooth.
She might be. Yeah, at least for me, she might be the only person left that could go 10, 11 years without putting out a record, and she'd put it out, and I'd be, my ears would perk, and I would go out of my way to listen to it. I don't think there's anyone else that I would do that with right now.
Really?
And odds are it'll sound a lot like her other stuff.
Yes, very much so. Oliver says, I think it's on TV, but it's not really advertised. Yeah. So talking about the playoffs and NFL. Yeah. So it's on, but it's not really like pushed and pubbed over there. So yeah, It's just the two different worlds that we live in. They don't get a lot of egg ball, and we don't get a ton of soccer. I mean, you think about that. Excuse me. Sorry. What do we call it? Testicle ball? What are we calling soccer? Yeah, I think we're calling it testicle ball. If they call it egg ball and testicle ball. And yeah, we don't get like, they'll talk about it, but it's not pushed heavily here on SportsCenter or whatever, right?
No. But the kiddos here were watching Super Copa, whatever, was in Spain or Mexico, whatever tournament they were watching. They're actually getting amped up for World Cup, which I don't think is here for 4 years, but the fact that it's in Houston,
just
Dallas,
getting started now.
They want to go to that so bad. You know, that's
really, are you going to take them
for them? And I think we would. Yeah, I mean, they'd get an appreciation for it. My oldest will be 25, 26 by then.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Jake will be in his early 20s. And that is something that they like watching it. They like the crowd interaction. They kind of like the build up to every goal because nothing ever happens out of the blue in that game. It doesn't feel like, but the event of going to something where the whole world is watching, it's like Super Bowl. The whole world is watching this game.
Yeah. And
you've got every country in the world seemingly that qualified being here for it. And yeah, that's something that they are looking forward to that I haven't really thought about.
Crystal said those tickets are expensive. Yeah, they are. Hey, Oliver! Thank you for the resub, buddy. Appreciate you.
Your cat's got Prime? He's got his own Prime account?
Bullock Archie said, I'm not going to lie, I watched the Super Bowl last year and it was actually good for egg ball standards. Well, see, Arch, good for you, buddy. I watched testicle ball during the World Cup. Mainly, I mainly watch, I'm not going to lie, on an international level, I don't even watch like local MLS Dynamo stuff. A lot. If I get tickets or if that, again, back when I was doing the radio, if they would invite me out, I'd go out and have a good time, enjoy myself. But I'm not actively doing it. But I will say this, when women's international soccer is playing, I want to watch the women's America's team.
Because they're good.
Wait, no, it's women's, what is it?
Team USA.
US women's national team. That's what I meant.
There you go.
Hashtag. Hashtag my idiocy is showing. I don't know I don't know any of the soccer terminology. So,
but I'm glad you enjoyed Super Bowl last year because there were a lot of cool storylines. You had Brady with a new team. You had Mahomes trying to build on an already impressive early legacy. But I always wonder what the NFL feels like when they have a Super Bowl like Patriots Rams a few years, which sucked ass, honestly. And you've got the whole world watching your product. And you just have a complete, not even a defensive enthusiast could sit here and say, "Oh, that was a great defensive matchup." It was a shitty football game until the last 4 minutes.
Yeah. So I'm glad it was good for you. We are getting some questions in the chat that I want to get to because we don't. It's good, and I've seen some new names and some names that haven't been around a while, so it's good. So what's up, El Senor Ribs? He said, do y'all think the Bucks win versus Philly? So we're going to do picks probably at some point. Usually we wait until the second hour to do picks, but we have no idea. So we'll redo our picks we did on the other night. We'll go in a little more detail, El Senor, so wait on that. But he also said, you think Brady retires after the season? No. Hell no. Dude is still at the top of his game. I mean, there are, if you look on Instagram, and since I'm a model, why did you laugh? Why did you?
I didn't think everyone was supposed to know that. I mean, you're a hand and foot model, and we don't get to see your pretty face, and you want to give that away. Yeah.
Oh, that tasted like cat food.
All right, Fancy Feast. I just changed your name.
Damn it! I got to change my name to Fancy Feast. No. What the fuck was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying now. Cat food threw me off big time.
You're a model on Instagram. You're talking about Tom Brady.
Oh, everything! Like, dude, every picture, every slide, everything was like, "Who's the MVP this year? Is it Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady?" If Tom Brady's going to be in the MVP conversation. And you can forget Cooper Kupp. That shit ain't happening. Okay, stop it. But and Jonathan Taylor, it's not happening. Stop it. This is a 2-horse race. But if that's going to be the case, then no, there's no way he's going out like that. He's going to have to be one of those. Maybe they miss a wild card by a game, or they go 2-15, and he's just like, okay, now I'm done. But I don't think he's going out right now.
I like the idea of Brady as MVP, and I absolutely don't think it's absolutely cut and dry. They're the same damn record, and Brady had better numbers than Rodgers in a lot of areas, so I don't think it's not an absolute giveaway. Like, oh, Rodgers won the division. Well, they had the exact same record. They play in different, and Brady didn't get to play the Bears twice. He didn't get to play the Lions twice.
No, he didn't get to play the Saints twice. Layup. Just kidding, chat. We got a lot of Saints fans in the chat. Stop it.
Good defense, though. Yeah. The thing about Brady, though, is that it's not even like we've had, where we've had 2 or 3 Roethlisberger seasons in a row where even Steeler fan is like, hey, it's time to look ahead. And we haven't even seen that with Tampa Bay. People don't even know who their backup quarterback is in a lot of spots. They had a 2 or 3 week hiccup this season, but otherwise he did what he's been doing for 20 years, and that's throwing touchdowns, amassing tons of yards and winning games. And, dude, he's 3 games away from another Super Bowl.
Pretty crazy. We got a highlighted message. Oliver's over here messing with Bullock Archie. He only watched Super Bowl because he crushes on Brady. I'd like to Tom his Brady. I'll tell you that much. I'll put it all in the face. What?
Man, you can see his combine picture. You might not have such a crush on him if you were to look
El Senor Rib said he probably wins another 3, so he could have 10 Super Bowl wins. You know what? Let me tell you something, Ribs. Normally I'd be like, you sit your silly ass down and stop chatting those crazy chat messages. It's a Brady. I'm not even going to tell you that that's a ridiculous statement because it's a Brady and it might not be. Joe Pro wants to know, where'd it go? There we go. Okay, just lost it again. Damn it.
What if he got 10? What if he did get 2 hands worth? Because here's the thing about the Buccaneers is the Buccaneers are in a mode now where they're being run at a very high level. People want to go play with him now.
Yeah.
And it's like with LeBron and the Lakers, even though that hasn't worked out, you've got guys who are willing to take a little bit less to go play with him and have a chance at winning a ring. You have guys who maybe have been chasing rings for a career. They've been with garbage organizations for the whole NFL career. But hey, here's a little bit of daylight where maybe if I get in here and everything works out, we can make a deep run. That's where Tampa Bay is now. And they're smart with their money. They've had some injuries, but they run that organization super well, which is half of the equation.
Yeah, it really is. You can be a really good player on a good team and make some waves, right? Which means you become a threat, but you're not necessary. But this is one of those things where organizationally they were trending in the right direction, but all of the moves they made that culminated with bringing in Tom Brady was basically like that was the bow on top of this package of excellence that they're building. And not that they're going to sustain it like the New England Patriots or anything like that, but this isn't just something where, if they lose one guy or if they lose Brady, I mean, you look at the issue with Antonio Brown and you look at some of the things that they've gone through, Gronk with injuries, they just continue to keep rolling and winning. A lot of us were, oh man, they struggled. They've lost some games. They lost 2 in a row. Tom Brady lost 2 games in a row. Oh my God. This is the beauty of what they've built there. I mean, this is a upper echelon franchise, and it happens in a matter of years. So good for them.
I might be taking Drunk Pigeon's comments out of context. I'm not sure what he means by he's got better weapons, but man, did Brady ever have a guy as good as Mike Evans in New England? Like
Randy
consistently?
Moss.
I mean, he had Gronk. Randy Moss? What was for like a year though, right? 2 years? And this wasn't Vikings peak Randy Moss. I mean, he was still good, but
he was damn
game
good.
to game, route running, everything. He's got Godwin, who is on the brink of being at that level. Excellent. And Fournette, Jones,
Evans.
Dude, he's
Gronk.
It's an embarrassment always. What did you just have up there? Is John interviewing for the Houston?
Yeah, so Joe Pro wanted to know, Joe Pro's lobbying for Westling to be, by the way, if you're new to the program or haven't been here in a while and forgot how it works, we have a third wheel here. John Westling, unable to make it today, back out on the ships doing the comedies. And, but yeah, he was, he was a kicker in college briefly, and he's our special teams guru. And Joe Pro is out lobbying for him to get the gig at the Houston Texans as the special teams coach. I think it's a fine idea. Listen, have you ever seen a head coach vaping on the sidelines? It would be a first. He'd be just.
I saw Billy Martin and Earl Weaver smoking cigarettes in the dugout.
Wrestling would totally be hitting his weed vape on the sidelines, or he'd be in the press box with some of the other coaches, and there would be a missed field goal. It'd be like a missed, like they're on the 2-yard line and they go to kick it and miss. They're like, man, what a shitty special teams play. Look at the coach. He's like.
But then I think about the Georgia-Alabama game last week where and somehow, some way, the Bulldogs head coach's name escapes me this very second. But could you
Kirby
see
Smart?
John running? Could you see him going sideline to sideline repeatedly over the course of, his cardio might come into question.
Yeah.
Just a touch.
Yeah. He'd be like,
But
can I get a golf cart?
what do you mean it's just a coin flip? Give me a second.
Walk up there. So we have to run out of the tunnel? What if we mosey? What if we mosey intently out of the tunnel? What if I?
Is there a golf cart available? Can anybody drive?
What if I walk compellingly out of the? Do we have to run? What if I race walk? You know that funky walk where they're not running but they're kind of running. They're just like, yeah. What if I compellingly walk out of the tunnel? Would that be okay? Briskly,
I would be done with that. But I mean, we have two of the better coaches in the NFL who had no head coaching experience. Again, Tomlin and Harbaugh both. Culley himself was a wide receivers coach with Baltimore that most Ravens fan didn't even know was on the payroll. If he could get hired as a head coach, why not a semi-middle-aged stand-up comedian who has watched a lot of football and did kick at some level? I mean, he's as qualified as some of these guys.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, John Wessling couldn't do any worse than half of the coaches in the league. You just get the idea that they're just. Have you seen this?
Would you want to
way off
topic? Would you want to be a coordinator for him? If
Wessling?
He called you up and said, "Hey, Barry, you can be on my coaching staff. You decide what you want to be. You get to pick what you get. I
want you to come run my D. Also coach my defense." Fucking. I would, in a heartbeat. And I think if I was the D coordinator, you were the offensive coordinator, and John was the head coach, our team would be the most amazing football team ever. And also, there'd be a lot of Buddy Gilbride, Buddy Ryan. No, Kevin Gilbride, Buddy Ryan fights on the sidelines, and oh my God, it'd be. Are you kidding me? John would be like Jerry Glanville, instead of leaving tickets for Elvis, though, John would be leaving tickets for Nick Lowry. No, Nick Lowry.
Nick Lowry for sure.
Nick Lowry.
We would have the finest manicured field in the NFL.
Oh my God! Yes.
No doubt.
Are you kidding me? What? Of course we would.
Pure grass. Off topic. What you got?
Power walk. I forgot what the hell I was going to say. Now I forget what it was. What was I talking about? I don't remember.
It'll come back to you.
Yeah. Hey,
0-17. Yeah, go.
I just wanted to take a second and a serious second and tell you, Philip, Heartthrob, brother, we love you and we're here for you. I won't put your business out there, but guys, Philip in the chat, Heartthrob there is really going through some shit in the worst way. And I just want him to know on behalf of myself and Shock, John Wessling, we love you, buddy, and we're here for you. And if you ever need anything, you reach out to any of us, the Riot Squad or the Deckheads, and we got you, fam. All right? So
for sure, we're a long way away, but we're not that far.
Nope.
Not at all. Can be done. So if you need us, reach out. I'm glad you're here this morning. Honestly, I'm surprised, but I'm glad you're here.
Crystal said if y'all get hired, I'm definitely going with white privilege. Or maybe we're just really good coaches. I'm good on D. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Isn't that the name of your show?
Barry on
Am
D.
I right?
Barry on
Yeah.
D. Yeah. I hate you so much. You kiss my ass, young man.
I don't think I want to be the offensive coordinator. I don't think I want that.
You want to be in charge of Big O? The Big O? You're not good at getting the Big O going? You feel much better with the D? I got you. We'll switch. I'm pretty good at getting the Big O going. I'm pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I got skills.
I have to think about this. There's so many different plays. Yeah, I might be fine. O might be good with me. If you want the D, I've got the O. I'll give you the O.
Of course, we made this sexual. Philip said, "What? Me miss a Sunday morning service? Blasphemous! I need y'all more than ever." Well, we're here for you, buddy. Absolutely, we're here for you, man.
I was a sexual. I don't even know what you mean.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? How was what sexual? I don't understand. Go ahead.
I was going to say I did get to watch either game. I listened to, yeah, and 90-0. The worst margin of loss in the history of the NFL.
We would look like the Patriots yesterday playing the Bills. You mean they scored every time they touched the ball? Maybe. Grease down rated with the 7. Let's go. Rated with the 7.
Most fun. We would be the most fun NFL team ever, though. Like the Bill Beck White Sox and Charlie Finley A's would have nothing on us. We would friggin' gimmick every week. There would be some outlandish.
Yes.
Grease
Dawn, thank you for the raid, man. Really appreciate that. I said with the 7. With 7 is what I meant because I know words. I know how words work. I talk with things. Appreciate the love, man. Thank you so much for the raid. We're just in here talking about if myself and Shock and our third wheel, John Westling, were head coaches in football, how excellent, how great our team would be. It wouldn't be good at all.
But it would be great.
It would be fun. We do have to get to a lot of sports, but before we do that, I got to know, are you still doing your New Year's resolution?
Which one?
The album
the comfort part?
No, the comfort thing too, but the albums. You were listening to an album every day.
I do, and I've decided on Fridays I post a picture of everything I did the week before. And,
gotcha.
So yeah, and this is a challenge for any of you, and I just decided to do this because a buddy of mine back up north who runs a record shop in Baltimore City. If you're ever in Fells Point, Baltimore, stop into the Soundgarden. It's one of the top 3 in the nation as far as I'm concerned. He started doing this thing a year ago where every month he did a record a day challenge, and he would listen to an album every day for a month, and he would post it month by month. And I said, let me see if I could do this for a year. And the point of it was to force myself to check out stuff I wouldn't ordinarily listen to. I don't listen to a lot of hip hop. I don't listen to a lot of country. And I'm like, all right, so this, I think I did the Nas record, Magic, which was great.
Nice.
Earl Sweatshirt probably tomorrow. He dropped a new one on Friday. I'm a big Earl Sweatshirt fan anyway. But yeah, so every day an album, an EP, maybe 2 or 3 things. If I have a day off, some days it's 4 or 5 if I get around to it. But what I would say is, if anyone wants to join in on this, it doesn't have to be music. It can be like watch a movie a week. Push yourself to expose your hashtag.
Okay, I'm in.
Expose yourself in 2022.
I'm in
To a
movie
say
no
a week.
More. I'm in. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do a book. I don't read. Reading is for stupids. I will do this though. I will commit to you to watch a Bang Bus episode every day.
Yeah. Those of you who cook, man, try and do something outside of your normal menu at home once a week or every other week. I know times are tight, money is what it is, and maybe we don't have what we'd like to do, but man, you can stream the shit out of stuff. Read a book a month that you wouldn't ordinarily.
I have
just
watched
expose yourself to new stuff.
37 Bang Brothers episodes, and it's only Jan 16, so I'm really doing good on this challenge. I'm definitely doing it. All right, we got some stuff in the chat. Let me cue this up because I think the people are wanting us to do picks and talk football, so we just need to scrap the format and just do it for them. So let's see, we got that. And Greaston wanted to know, and this is why I say let's get to it. Any upsets you guys see coming today? We're going to get to that. Titan Hugo throwing out his prediction already. Steelers win. Oh, I hate that logo so much. You raggedy bitch. I hate that Oilers Titans crossover logo.
It's like Brock Lesnar's sword on his chest.
Yeah, it really does. It really does look like Brock Lesnar's sword. And I tell you what, I hope to God Ryan Tannehill's left testicle falls out of his pants and rolls onto the field and somebody steps on it just because of that stupid ass logo that you have. Just how dare you mesh the Oilers and the Titans, sir? Also, he said Soundgarden. What a name.
Well, it's two separate words. It's not like the band, unfortunately.
Right.
Hey, Crystal, I saw that. Good on you, girl.
Yeah.
One,
Crystal said no soda, exercising every day, down 10 pounds. Let's go, Crystal. Crystal meth in the house getting sexy. What?
Real quick, before we jump into today's, let's look at the games that went down yesterday. And I got to admit, I couldn't watch either because I'm at work. I did listen to them as much as I could. And we're going to lead off with the night game because of the historical nature of it. And if this is the Buffalo Bills team that is going to be showing up every week on both sides of the ball, then they are going to be the favorite. And I don't care if it's Kansas City. I don't care who else in the AFC. I don't know that the Green Bay Packers, with the defense that they're playing, would be able to match up against this. Listen to me. This is when you have this is why, and you haven't been following me the whole season on this. This is what I'm talking about.
I'm about to shame you. You know what's
Clip
coming.
this.
Okay.
Clip
Oh
this.
yeah. Oh, here we go. Chat.
All right. I used to hate on Matt Ryan big time, even though he's a Philly kid, because for 6, 7, 8 years he accomplished nothing in the playoffs. They were never really a threat. He was a stat whore who built up all these stats and never accomplished anything. The one playoff win that they had early on was because Pete Carroll screwed the Seahawks over trying to ice a kicker. They had no business winning that game. I don't even think Ryan threw for a touchdown. After 2 mediocre seasons, which is fine because you're a young quarterback thrust into the AFC East, Josh Allen got a number 1 in Stephon Diggs, had a good, not absolutely great year last year, but all of a sudden, every preseason magazine, every writer, he was America's sweetheart all of a sudden. All of a sudden, he's top 3 in the league, which I don't get. I never understood the way that we hype athletes after one campaign. Give me more than
real.
one.
Recognize real. The talent's there.
I don't believe that.
Just got to put it together.
It's because writers are lazy. That's the main reason why.
No.
And they are, for the most part. But what we saw yesterday, and the stat that he threw for 4,000, ran for 750 this year, which is nuts with his size, is crazy.
Yeah.
But if you see the Buffalo Bills, they're not going to get 7 touchdowns on 7 possessions every game. No one does that. No one did that until yesterday, by the way.
Yeah, Walt had a crazy stat. Where did it go? Hold on, I got it here.
Yeah.
Right there. Walt posted that. So we have a Sports Riot group on Facebook. If you guys want to join, just hop on Facebook. Yeah. We have our Sports Riot page, but we also have a Facebook group where you can, we don't run the page. It's not our page. It's a group of just talking sports. And Walt posted this in that group. In NFL history, no team has ever gone an entire game without punting, kicking a field goal, or turning the ball over until the Buffalo Bills did it today. He posted this yesterday in a playoff game against the New England Patriots.
He was not sacked either.
Believable. No sacks, no interceptions.
He was 21 of 25 for 308. That's an 82% completion clip, folks. 5 touchdowns, 6 carries, 26 yards. 2 of them that I did see on highlights. One was an absolute rumble towards the right side for about 25 to 30 yards, which was crazy. More importantly,
did the Bills play the perfect game? Did they literally play a perfect game?
They had to. I would be curious how many plays for loss they even had. I mean, if he didn't get sacked, there might have been an odd carry or 2 where they got stopped behind the line. There might have been a screen pass that went for a -1. It seems to me like they played the perfect game, and they did the one thing they haven't really done all year, and that's stop the run. And that's how the Pats beat them the first time. Mm-hmm. They even ran the ball. I mean, Singletary, 80 yards and a touchdown. Yeah, dude, they haven't done that all year. They haven't stopped the run. They haven't run the ball well either. And if Josh Allen comes out and plays like this every game, and more importantly, that defense plays the way they did yesterday, I don't know who can beat them.
How much do you chalk this up to having a rookie at the helm in a playoff game on the road in the cold? A lot of factors going into that. I mean, obviously, you still have Bill Belichick. You still have that New England defense. Yep. But, man, that's, to me, what was the most impressive about what happened yesterday in this Bills-Patriots game. It's not Josh Allen. I've been loving me some Josh Allen, not a hater like you.
Yep.
But what was impressive is what he did against that Patriots defense, because that Patriots defense was maybe the best defense in football this year. And they didn't not score a touchdown whenever they got or a field goal. I mean, it was 7 touchdowns, right? That was
7 possessions, 7 touchdowns.
Unbelievable.
It's hard to do that in Madden.
Yeah.
On rookie mode.
And it's, it's hard to do that against any NFL defense, let alone the best defense in the NFL right now. I mean, you just can't. We could sit here all day and it wouldn't not make me excited because it's just an unbelievable feat that they pulled off.
And if you can get unbelievable Ken Griffey Jr. level defense, the interception Micah Hyde made was one of the damnedest things I've ever seen. And you have 3 guys all running roughly in the same direction. I don't even know if that was on Mac Jones because I don't think anyone could have seen the athleticism from Micah Hyde getting there to make that catch the way he did. That
crazy.
Mac Jones, 24 of 38, 232, 2 touchdowns, 2 sacks. He was 2 picks. He was sacked 3 times. Barry, that might be the most perfect game as everyone. I mean, unless they had shut the Pats out, I don't know what else you could have asked for.
That's the only thing. They gave up 17, most of it in the second half. Would they allow a field goal in the first half? I mean, by then it was over. They had scored every time they touched the ball. They come out and score again. Like, if you're Belichick, I didn't watch the post game. I can't even imagine after an ass whooping like that. You can't even go back and be a jerk to the media at the podium. When you get, because you can't be like, well, we made some mistakes. We shot ourselves in the foot. No, bro, they just absolutely destroyed you in every single facet of the game. And at that point, you just walk up to there and go, we're on to 2022. Like, you got you got.
When's the last time Saban and Belichick both lost in the same season? It feels like one or the other of them has won their championship.
It does
every year for however long. And was
somebody
the NFL,
there was a stat that said that it was either in other than 2019, either the Patriots or Bama has won the title in like the last so many years. Pretty crazy.
Here's the thing, Drunk Pigeon. These are the takes I don't like. Belichick is supposed to be a defensive genius. Also, he's got 25 years of that behind him. It's not like he's not a genius all of a sudden. I mean, things have to work. And they ran into a steamroller yesterday. Yeah. They ran into a ridiculous. It's not like, I don't know if there's a fair comparison. Well, Vince McMahon invented WrestleMania 40 years ago. He's a genius. No, he had a good idea 40 years ago, and he's been a shit show most of the last 15. Belichick has had defenses that have been stifling. You just said, Barry, this year, they might have been the best defense. They ran into a superior team where for maybe the first time all year, everything clicked.
Yeah.
Every facet of the game clicked for them, and they would match up next week with the Kansas City Chiefs if they get by Pittsburgh tonight.
I tell you what, that's going to be a good game. That's going to be a really good game. Now, but I guess I got to ask you this just straight up. Now, do you believe in Josh Allen, or do you think that this was just a blip, a one-time thing? After seeing that performance in the playoffs against Belichick and that defense and the perfection of it, and you got to give credit to the coordinators for the Bills and everybody else.
Perfect game.
Yeah, but I mean, like he had to go out and execute that at the most important position on the field. Do you believe in him, or are you still like, show me next year? Let's see how far you go.
It's not a matter of not believing. I just never believed he was the third best quarterback after one good year. That's what I don't like is the rate at which we exalt these guys after 1 year.
Like Jordan Alvarez?
Yeah, exactly. When he didn't have Stephon Diggs, when he didn't have a true number one, he wasn't that good. The numbers are there. You can look. His first and second year, he wasn't good, which happens with first and second year quarterbacks. Look at the kids who got drafted this year. They were trash for the most part. Mac Jones was really good. He was maybe the best of them all.
Oh, he was.
Which is weird to say because he wasn't
Davis
supposed
Mills
to.
was second, by the way. I did the stats breakdown. It's on my IG.
Isn't that crazy?
I swear to you. Davis Mills had the second best year of any rookie quarterback in the NFL this year. Unbelievable. Titan Hugo said that Viagra worked for Allen. Yeah, I forgot to check. Was he running around with a boner the whole game? Was he just like, he's in the huddle? He's like in the huddle, and it's just like this. And he's like trying to talk to people. And they're like, Josh, stop. Don't touch me with that thing, bro. Like, bro, just stand back from the huddle. You're touching everybody with your Viagra boner.
Does the freezing weather in West New York
Helps.
counteract the works of the Viagra? It may have been up in his guts. He may have been rearranging his own guts during
Guys,
that
I
game
got a belly
yesterday.
button in my pants. It's super weird right now, but I'm feeling good and loose.
Biggest innie ever.
Now, doesn't Viagra just give you an erection? Isn't it just like boing? Like that's what it. So why would you take that before a game? Those pants are pretty revealing. I don't know why you would take that. You just no.
I don't know. The legend of John Riggins, he was the Redskins running back in the 80s, was that he would get an enema the morning before a game. And, he'd spend the day before.
I do that
after
before
contractions.
shows.
Yeah, but he would get an enema every Sunday morning or whatever before a Washington game. Viagra is right there, neck and neck. I can't imagine.
I can't.
Is the blood flow different? Do you relax because your head doesn't have as much blood flow?
I don't know. Philip said Allen's boner was so big yesterday, even it was in the end zone at one point.
Yeah, he scored from the 15.
He was kicking field goals with it.
Yeah,
guys,
if he had run the Boston Marathon, he could have won from third place.
That's funny. Shelby said it helps with blood flow. Yeah, I bet. Getting that too. Yeah. It's weird. Super weird. But maybe everybody now will be taking. I wonder if he did. Did anybody ask him post game? Hey, did you take the advice and chew a little blue pill? Did you? He's probably like, no, I didn't do that.
The only guy who brought his own mic to the interview.
Then he stands up. I didn't do that. As he's leaving the press conference, he just mushes everything off the table. All the water and everything. Yes. It's like, do you guys hear that? Everybody in there's like, is that a heartbeat we hear? It's just his member throbbing.
It'd be a completely different realm of commercials for Viagra if they wanted to make him a spokesperson. Like, he'd be the first, instead of trying to get it up, getting ready for, a big event, a job interview, done. Sales presentation, done. Chew little blue before you walk into the meeting room.
Just don't wear sweatpants. Truck Pigeon said he had something about he has bad circulation in his feet. Yeah. Okay.
He's probably got 3 feet now.
It's all 3.
Yeah.
That's so
one's
funny.
a foot and 2 are feet. Yeah. That's messed up.
Someone else said that's why the Pats couldn't sack Allen. Boner was an extra blocker.
He was stiff arm. It was a stiff arm.
He stiff-dicked him. His boner was stiff-arming people.
Oh, just not to the face. Oh my God.
He's running. They're like, but it's like, bro, he mushed my face with the head of it. Oh my God. It's so gross.
New Heisman Trophy where the guy's carrying the ball with 2 hands, but he's
new post.
Oh man,
Dick is doing the stiff arm. Oh my God, this is why I love the show. The Riot Squad is outstanding.
Oh, boy, the other game and so based on yesterday, you asked me the question.
Changed your name to Stiff Arm, by the way.
I'm fine with that. Bring it.
Bring it.
Great. But you asked me, am I a believer in Josh Allen? If that is the way they're going to play, absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely. It means, but again, I just didn't think he was deserving of being designated 3 or 4. I thought it was too early. But if this is what they do, and like with Matt Ryan, if he gets to a Super Bowl and gets over the hump, and just like Lamar Jackson had to get past Mahomes this year, Josh Allen has to get past playoff Patrick Mahomes.
That's a great point. If they don't do shit after this, if they lose in the next round to KC, then all this was moot. All of this was wasted. We got excited for nothing because you can't go and shit the bed in the next round against KC. If you want us to believe that, oh my God, you're legit, you need to go out and win one of these games. You need to make it to the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. You cannot shit the bed after Wild Card Weekend. Just can't.
And what I'd like to see is a quarterback kind of jump steps in the year. Lamar is an interesting comparison because he went from making the playoffs the next year, getting a playoff win, and then losing. Josh Allen has a chance to get that big playoff win against the Patriots, to going to New England and taking out the team that took them out last year, to making it to the AFC title game, which would presumably be Tennessee. If Derrick Henry is there, that's one thing. That's a ball control thing. That'd be a hell of a matchup. But man, I would have to lean with a Josh Allen led team over a
Dude,
Ryan Tannehill.
Here's the thing, and I know we get caught
Might
up
be
in
a
the
blowout
hype.
too.
Yeah, but and it's easy to get caught up in the hype, but when you watch that game yesterday and you realize, man, if Buffalo plays a perfect game with all the weapons that are around him, and the thing is really Josh Allen, like you said, he threw for what 4,000, ran for 750. I mean, that's upper echelon type things right there, right? That's what makes a guy like Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, or like you're in that air of how do you stop this kid? He can beat you with his arm, he can beat you with his feet, he makes good decisions, he's got a hell of an arm. Like but he's got to. The rest of his team has to carry him too, right? O-line's got to protect him, even though he can still get away when the protection breaks down and do damage with his feet. But it's got to still be a team effort because I don't think he's quite there. I think he's one of the 5 best quarterbacks in football. And I told you that, and that's why all of this started, because I said it at the beginning of the season and you were like, I just don't see it. And that was cool. It was a good debate. But I think he's one of the 5 best quarterbacks in football, but I think he still relies a little bit on everybody around him to do that. Unlike a guy like Brady, unlike a guy like Mahomes or Rodgers, who's just going to do it no matter what.
Yeah, there were a couple plays yesterday, and we will move on to other games here in a second, but there was a designed run with Josh Allen yesterday. I think it was a 3rd and 6 or something like that, and they were on the Pat side of the field where that whole O-line, starting with the center, all came around and pulled and absolutely bitch slapped everyone on the Patriots side of the defense. And Allen ran right through them for about 26, 27 yards. And he went out of bounds. He didn't try and lower the shoulder. With that size, he can, but it was cool to not see him do it. If they can do designed runs like that with him, and trust me, he can pull the ball down. He's probably Ben Roethlisberger A+ in moments like that. Ben could extend plays. Josh Allen can get you 25, which is shocking with a guy that big. If they can put that into their game plan and have Singletary play the way he did yesterday, yeah, they're going to be lights out, dude.
Good luck, NFL.
No, the Bengals would waste them. The early game yesterday, again, not a super well-played game, but it was a good story. The Raiders fighting back against some truly awful officiating, fighting against their inability to score in the red zone and settling for field goals time after time after time till finally they ran out of gas. And Derek Carr closed out with an interception to Jermaine Pratt to close it out. They were inside the 9 trying to tie the game. They just couldn't do it. Bengals hold on to win 26-19. Joe Burrow, decent game, not great. Derek Carr, decent game,
showed
not
a lot of
great.
heart. Yeah.
Jamar Chase stage was not too big for him, 9-116. CJ Uzoma, who is underrated. People talk about Tyler Boyd. They talk about Jamar Chase. They talk about Joe Mixon. Uzoma's a badass, and people forget about him, which is good for him. I don't think the Bengals will win another game, and someone just said that in the chat as well. They are going to have to go to Tennessee next week. I don't like that matchup for them.
Yeah, Drunk Pigeon said, I don't see the Bengals winning another game. Who did you say they would play next week?
They will go to Tennessee next week.
Oh, okay. So they'll be the lowest seed depending on who wins. I mean, obviously there could be some lower seeds that if Pittsburgh somehow pulls off a miracle.
Yeah, you're right.
It's going to be the lowest seed going to Tennessee, but right now it's looking like if everything goes chalk, right? If everything goes chalk, yeah, the Bengals will be playing Tennessee. I kind of like that matchup for them. I really do. I don't. It wasn't a great game by Joe Burrow and this Bengals organization, and I missed the controversial call, which I'll let you talk to the people about because I didn't watch it. I was indisposed for most of this game. I was busy taking care of the wife and stuff like that, so I didn't get to do a lot of not like that.
Coordinator.
Shut up. But I missed a lot of it. I tried to watch as much as I could. And I met a buddy for lunch, and I wasn't able to. I just wasn't able to watch. But
there was
the highlights that I saw and some of the things that I saw. This wasn't the Bengals' best game. It wasn't a complete game. It wasn't what they're used to, and they still got the win, and that's important in the playoffs. But I feel like this. I will say this. I think this team has enough talent, at least on the offensive side of the ball, to be able to hang with a team like the Titans. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop the run if the Titans get Derrick Henry back, but I feel like they have enough to do to move on to the next round.
There was a play in the second quarter where Joe Burrow was rolling out, and sideline referee made this. And again, I'm listening to this on the radio. I actually heard the whistle. It wasn't like you're watching the game and you think you heard a whistle or a vuvuzela or whatever people bring to games these days, cowbells. You could audibly hear the whistle listening to the game on the radio. I'm listening to the Raiders call with Musburger and Lincoln Kennedy. And clearly the sideline referee assumed that Joe Burrow had stepped out of bounds, blew the whistle, ball's in the air. The defense hears the whistle. They play to the end of the whistle, I believe. And Tyler Boyd catches the ball in the back of the end zone. They rolled a touchdown. They review it, this, that, and the other thing. Inadvertent whistle, any other situation would stop the play dead. They would just call it dead, rerun the play, I would assume.
Yeah.
Because they would review it and see that Burrow didn't step out of bounds. But that was so screwy that they let that go. And in the end of the day, the Raiders lose by a touchdown. And this is not to say that play decided the game, because the Raiders were in the red zone or within striking distance over and over and over and
it was early. If that was the last play of the game, if that was if they were tied,
yeah. But that whole game was wonky in terms of officiating, and I think Boger was the guy. And usually, man, you let plays play out. You don't blow the whistle early. You let kind of things play out, and then you go back and review it.
Yeah.
And if you bring it back, you bring it back. But I mean, it would have been bad luck for the Bengals. The Raiders would have continued to play defense. It was just one of those weird things that will be talked about regarding this game, even though, it didn't really determine things. The Raiders' inability to score is what really determined this game.
Yeah. Walt said, and I don't know if this is him being funny or if that's true, but he said, terrible rule, but it's not like refs don't miss calls all the time. The officials from that game have been relieved of duty for the rest of the season, so they're not going to get another playoff game? Or is that you just kind of being funny, like, well, now that was the only game they were scheduled to ref this postseason, so.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, ball's in the air, but that happens when the whistle blows, the play's dead. That's the way. That's the rule, and they got together and decided not. So the way that would work right now is the Bengals, who are on the 4 seed, would play KC if they win tonight, and that is actually, we'll start with the night game tonight, Barry. 7:15 on NBC. Steelers 12.5-point dogs at KC, and again, Ben had the chance to go out a winner. He beat Cleveland at home in his home finale. He went to Baltimore to beat his arch nemesis Ravens. Neither of those games he played really well in. And it took a Raiders field goal in overtime, 7 seconds from them being eliminated, to get Pittsburgh in. And instead of going out a winner, he has to go to Kansas City on Sunday night and maybe get euthanized against the Chiefs.
It's going to be ugly.
He's actually been kind of funny to watch this week. I'm not a Ben guy, but he's like, we're big underdogs. We probably shouldn't be here. I don't know why we're playing the game.
Shouldn't. The Chargers should have this. This should be the Chargers that are here. If you're trying to get the best 7 teams in the AFC in the playoffs, it's not the Steelers. It's the Chargers. No. They were the better team amongst these teams. That's just fact.
Doesn't sports build weird stories like that, where the team that shouldn't be there gets in, and then they end up making some noise and wrecking everyone's bracket and this, that, and the other thing? But I don't like the match. Even with Juju Smith-Schuster coming back, and he was activated last night.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, I might have been thinking that, but he's going to play today. I don't know if that's enough of a difference maker. Guy's been out since week 5. Obviously, the legs are fresh.
Yeah.
He's got that going for him, which is nice. But KC's defense, as bad as they were, Barry, the first 2 months, they've been that much better the last 2 months. Offensively, they're hit and miss. They're not great every game. They do enough to get over. Is this a flip-switching game for KC? Do we see them come out and do everything we have expected from them all year?
I think, you have to be careful that you take the Steelers lightly, because as much as I just talk shit about them, it is a good defense. It is a really good defense. TJ Watt, sack record and all. It's a good defense. Offensively, Big Ben struggles are well known. So I think if you're the Chiefs, you can't take this team lightly. You can't just you have to go out and play listen. This is a legitimate threat. It's a playoff team. We got to prepare, and I think they will. I don't think you might overlook a team like this in the regular season, but you can't afford to do that in the postseason. So I think, Andy Reid is Andy Reid, and these guys are going to go out and do their job. But I think that this Chiefs team, the struggles that they had in the regular season, it feels like they've got it all figured out. They were the sexy pick to come out of the AFC until we saw Buffalo beat the brakes off of New England. But I think you've got to go in and just make sure that you don't do something stupid and let this game be close because the Steelers defense keeps them in it.
Interesting take. I like that. No Clyde Edwards-Helaire for the Chiefs. He will not be playing tonight. Najee Harris, banged up tailback for the Steelers, will be playing, so they will have their number one back there. Benny Snell is decent in spurts, but that'll be the Najee Harris show tonight. Yeah, their D-line is playing great. They are getting pass rush. You're absolutely right, Total Dallas. Can the back seven hold their own with Juju and Chase Claypool and Freiermuth, who could be the key to this game, best young tight end maybe in the NFL? Yeah, I'm glad I'm off today. I get to watch all three of these games today and really enjoy this, which is nice. And our picks again, I think we're both taking Pittsburgh in this game tonight, correct? I mean KC tonight, correct?
Yes, it's on the screen. We all have.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, we all have the Chiefs.
Right
I was going to ask you too. Do your little fancy focus thing because you were a little blurry there. I was trying to fix it. That's why I'm trying to You're better now. It's better. It's
my glasses.
No.
My glasses.
The screen.
I know.
Not you. Okay.
I know.
Yeah, we all took the Chiefs to advance, including our guest on Tuesday. So. This was one of the few unanimous picks we had. The Buffalo Bills advancing, we were all unanimous, and with the Chiefs. Everything else, you had to be an outlier. You had to be the John Wessling of the regular season and the playoffs. Picking some random.
Yeah, but I don't wait to see everyone's picks first and then go the other way, which I suspect John of doing every now and then. He'll wait and see what you and I pick, and then no, I think I'll go the other way. And unfortunately, he's right a lot of the time. Working backwards. Go ahead.
Well, real quick, Hardtop says, as much as I hate when Oklahoma State or Miami loses in the last second, don't back yourself into a corner where the game is decided on the last play. That's true, too. And I think he was talking about that other game. So, Casey's D-line, yeah, we got that already. Okay, I was just making sure.
Don't leave points on the field. If we're talking about the Raiders game, don't leave points on the field.
Titan Hugo called a shot. There it is. That's what I was looking for. So Greaston, when he rated, Greaston said, "Do you guys have any upsets coming today? If you had to pick an upset, Shock, would this be it?"
I have two, but the one
Total Dallas, thank you for the 100 biddies, buddy. Sorry, Shock.
I'll spoil it right now. I've got I picked the Niners and the Eagles to win today.
Yeah,
I had two upsets today, but if I had to lean one, weirdly, because of their defense and because of them running the ball, and they do get Miles Sanders back today, was a huge cog in Philadelphia's offense. Somehow, some way, I would lean more on the Eagles winning at Tampa with Tampa's injuries. And I get Tom Brady's there and everything. You got to have people to throw to, though, more than I like the Niners going to Dallas and winning, because Niners could win by 3 or they could lose by 33 today. It could go either way.
Yes.
And it's one of those things. If Dallas makes the splash plays, if they back Garoppolo into a corner and make him do stupid shit, they'll make those picks that they seem to make at the right time. I like the idea, though, more of Philadelphia controlling the ball, running the ball a ton, and just doing enough. Okay. They got a really great kicker. They run the ball for damn near 180 yards a game. Tampa has injuries, and if there is a time to get them, it's now.
So that would be your upset. I would probably go, just from a seeding perspective, I think I would like the Niners as well. Although, I mean, Arizona beating the Rams isn't really an upset, so I'm not going to include that. But I think Niners beating the Cowboys, as much as I'm on the Cowboys bandwagon. But I love that Titan Hugo called a shot. And let me tell you something about Titan Hugo's track record of calling shots. Every time Titan Hugo does this, he'll be like,
"It's crazy.
Steelers beating the Chiefs." I'm like, Titan Hugo, you smoke crack, bro. There's no way. You smoke pole and you smoke crack. There's no way they're beating, and then they will. So I'm going to tell you right now, if I was a betting man, I'm not betting on Titan Hugo's upset. But
No.
if the Steelers win, it would not surprise me simply because Titan Hugo said it. And this man is always calling these upsets. It's crazy. Him and Walt have this weird. Oh, him, Walt, and Eric Resendez. Those three dudes, more than anybody I've seen in the Riot Squad and the Deckheads, have this uncanny ability of calling. And they don't do it like every week. It's not like, I'm calling these 5 shots. But every once in a while, you just get a random ass message from Titan Hugo where he says, Steelers are beating the Chiefs. And then the shit will happen. So, Joe Pro, thank you for the 303 biddies, buddy. Very much appreciate you, man.
So if that were to play out, pardon me, then you would end up with Pittsburgh going to Tennessee.
Yes.
And then you would have a matchup between the Bengals and Buffalo, where I think Buffalo would run it back and forth on them.
Yeah.
When they say, welcome back and mud hole stomp and all that and the other thing. I don't think anybody wants to see no one wants to see a Tennessee-Pittsburgh game. Period.
Oh, God.
That would
no.
be like watching Dodgers-Braves.
Yeah, boy, that's a great. Yeah, well done. Yeah, it would be pretty ugly.
Twins, Indians, or Guardians.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crystal said, I'll bet his upsets. I'm poor and I need bank. That's not how you make money betting upsets. I'll just, spoiler alert. That's not how you're going to get back into it. Nothing crazier than Heartthrob calling Miami to run off 7 in a row. Facts.
Did he really do that?
Yes, I swear to you.
When they were 0-7, he said they're going to win 7 in a row.
On Barry on Deck, they were 1-7. Or what? No, they had just started the win streak. They were like 2 games in. On the show, he goes, "Mark my words, they're gonna win out the rest of the season. They're gonna run the table." I was like, "No, it's the Dolphins. They done shit to bet." And then every week, I'm like, "They won again. They won again."
Did that begin with a Thursday night game against the Ravens? Was that when that streak started? When they started Brissett and he got hurt and Tua had to come in and played 8 minutes and won the game? Is that when the whole thing turned around for them?
Houston. They had lost. They beat New England to start the season. They lose to Buffalo, Vegas, Colts, Bucks, Jags, Falcons, Bills. So they were 1-7 to start the season after opening, by beating the Patriots. And you think, these Dolphins are going to be a handful this year. And then, and so they lose 7 in a row to really good teams, mostly Jacksonville and the Falcons mixed in there, and Houston. But then, no, I'm sorry. And then they start with Houston. Then they beat the Texans, the Ravens, the Jets, the Panthers, the Giants, the Jets again, the Saints. So really not a murderer's row. And so when you call the shot, though, look, it's the NFL.
It is what it is.
They ended up, though, losing to the Titans and then beating the Patriots to close out the season. So he called it, though, down the stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They won 7. They won 8 of their last 9. He said they would win out. I'm going to still give him credit. It's a pretty damn impressive run to close out the season for a head coach, and then he gets fired. By the way,
and then
Brian
he gets fired.
Flores,
yeah,
unbelievable. You go 9-8 after starting 1-7, and you lose your job. And again, it wasn't the most difficult schedule down the stretch, but you got to play who they put in front of you, as the saying goes.
I don't know if it was Larry Brown Sports, which is as much credibility as like The Spun or something like that, but there was an article this morning about Flores and Deshaun Watson working together to land in the same spot, which I don't buy for a second. I don't think Brian Flores gives a shit where right now where Watson goes. He's worried about his own self, and if he can get him there, great. I don't see this situation where the two of them are working in tandem to make sure they land in the same place. That seems weird to me.
I don't know that they're like, hey, have your agent and my agent and this and that. And I think that's too many moving parts, so to speak. But I don't think that they're opposed to it. And I certainly don't think that if a team like the Giants, which is one of the big rumors, I said if I'm the Broncos and he was on the list, that they were on the list for Deshaun Watson, that I would immediately call Brian Flores and immediately call Deshaun Watson and move those forward together at the same time. And the Giants should be doing the same thing. And that was a rumor that dropped that the Giants were interested in bringing in Flores and trading for Deshaun Watson at the same time. And if that is the case, no matter who it is, they need to be doing them together, right? You can't guarantee Deshaun Watson that you're going to get Brian Flores, but you can't guarantee Brian Flores you're going to get Deshaun Watson. However, you can get them both on two phones and be like, hey, I'm literally negotiating with Deshaun Watson right now. What is this? Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah, you guys talk
Commissioner
to each other.
Gordon used to put the phones together so Batman could talk to whoever. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, look, it's not a crazy thing to throw that out or think that or imply that. And that was the one spot that Deshaun Watson wanted to go was Miami. Now, it wasn't solely because of Brian Flores. He wanted to be in Miami for several different reasons. He wanted to be in Miami because of the coach. The team had some talent. Obviously, I mean, they rattled off 8-9 to close out the season, swept the Patriots this year. Plus, it's Miami, the nightlife, it's warm weather city, it's a party city. You're young, you're a millionaire. A lot of reasons you'd want to be in Miami and be the star quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, right? So, I mean, and that was the guy that I know that's close to Deshaun Watson told me he's a warm weather dude. Now, New York is not a warm weather city. But there are a lot of different reasons why he would want to play in New York. And Denver's not a warm weather city, but there are a lot of different reasons why he would want to play in New York, mainly because the people in his circle exist there, and he's got significant ties to the city in that way. Plus, I mean, the bright lights of New York, the money you're going to make from marketing is crazy. Assuming you figure out a way to make all of this go away.
The thing is, man, I can't get my head wrapped around wanting to go to Miami and thinking you're going to be living that South Beach life and slam the brakes. Hey, you're going to Jersey. You have an outside shot of playing in one of the most miserable states overall. There's some nice areas of New Jersey, but overall in the cold and wet of East Rutherford. And I don't know if you would live in New York or New Jersey because you can commute from about 3 other states and make it work and live a little bit cheaper than being a resident of the state of New York. God, that seems like such a letdown. I mean, even Denver's cold, and that would be fine because they've got stuff around them there. But man, really, I thought I was going to South Beach, and now I'm going to Jersey.
Yeah, it's a big difference. And speaking of Jersey, isn't there a guy? And we're going to get to more games. I promise you. Hang in. But isn't there a guy that was suing the Jets and the Giants for calling themselves the New York Jets and the New York Giants, even though they play in New Jersey? Wasn't that a thing? I'm pretty sure I saw that story.
More than once.
You think so?
Oh, no doubt in my mind.
Probably a mob guy, right? He's mad. He's just like, hey, you know how many pies we could be selling over here in the Bronx if you guys was actually in New York? Yeah,
I got a trunk full of merch that says New Jersey Jets on it, and I can't move any of it.
You guys.
My Buick Skylark is full of these T-shirts.
I had this suit made. Look on the inside. It's all Jets logo. Come on.
One side is Jets, one side's Giants.
Yes. This is a Bellantini. I don't even know if that's a suit name. That just sounds like something a mob boss would wear. This is a Bellantini. Hey. His son is like a son to me, eh? Hey, I don't know. I saw that. That would be weird. That would be like some dude in Arlington suing the Rangers. You don't play in Texas, you play in Arlington. Like, what the fuck? It's in Texas. Or like the Dallas Cowboys getting sued by people in Irving. You're not in Dallas, you're in Irving. Calm down.
There's a man in New York suing the Giants and Jets, claiming the teams are misleading fans by calling themselves New York while playing in New Jersey.
Yeah.
His name is Abdiel Suero. He demands the teams return to New York. He wants $6 billion in damages. He asked a complaint order both in New York 25. He asked the two teams to be rebranded as the East Rutherford Giants and Jets as long as they continue to play New Jersey. The Jets did not respond. The Giants said the lawsuit has no merit, and they will defend it vigorously. How vigorously do you have? Is Abdiel Suero, you think, a lifetime New Yorker, by the way?
That sounds like a made-up name, too. Right?
I wonder if he's new to the country or new to football. And just knew he moved to New York solely because of the Jets and the Giants.
This is not the American way.
What?
You mean they're across the river? What?
Oh, he's been standing outside of Yankee Stadium for 3 weeks waiting for the next game to be played in Jersey?
I've been hoodwinked. I've been bamboozled. That's too
hoodwinked. Funny. Yeah.
Joe President, all names are made up. That's true. All right, let's keep talking football.
Someone makes up all the names. You're
Right.
right. Dallas 3, third seed Dallas, 6th seeded San Francisco. That one is being played at 3:40 on CBS, Paramount Plus, Nickelodeon, Amazon Prime. But if you've got CBS, you don't need all those other. I wonder if Nickelodeon's doing their kids broadcast with Nate Burleson, where they have slime in the end zones and stuff. That was kind of fun to watch last year.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it?
Go. Maybe.
Told us that I'm suing Sports Riot for the sports versus non-sports convo breakdown.
That's why we have Riot in there.
Yeah, that's the Riot.
You can twist that no matter how. I know. What are you suing for? $6 billion total, Dallas.
Yeah. Good luck.
You know how long it would take
$7 in super chats or bits. You're not. Yeah. Good luck.
It's yours. It's yours.
You can have it. And
we settled for $7.
100 of those bits were yours, dumbass. You're suing for you want your bits back? Here, I'll fucking send you $1. You goddamn.
He's not even suing for money. He's suing for bits.
I want my 100 biddies back. This is bullshit. I tuned in. No riots. There wasn't a single goddamn riot on the whole show. No one flipped a table. No one lit anything on fire. This is ass. This is crap. And I want my bits back.
There's sports. We are live. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
I'll take what you can get. We were asking.
There we go, Joe Pro. 111 bits. Suck on that, total Dallas. Now what?
We had posted a question on our Twitter page. It was on the Insta and the Facebook as well.
So there was a settlement offer for total. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, we're not. Don't give in, Joe Pro. We're not settling with him. We're gonna ride this out. Who's our attorney?
I don't know. We can't afford a Rusty Harden.
Lawyer Dave.
We got Dusty Harden. He's his cousin. It's just a cousin. He's not as good as like my cousin Vinny, kind of right? Like he's like, Your Honor, the 2 Utes. Did you say Utes? Your Honor, the 2 Utes. Yeah, we got Dusty Harden. It was on a budget.
He's related to Rusty Harden and James Harden. They're somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. We got Dusty Harvin. It's not even Rusty Harden. It's Dusty Harvin. We try to get. Yeah, no, we're not getting the Texas Hammer. We got like the Texas Mallet.
Percy's twin brother.
Yes.
Yeah, Rusty Harvin.
Oh,
I like that. We had posted a question, guys, on social media. Which quarterback? And I did it an injustice by not putting Matthew Stafford in the main question and making him part of the other. I did, and I want to say, for whatever reason, the people that were mentioned, I think it came down to Dak having the most pressure in this game or in this postseason. Yeah, countersuit. I love it. Do we have a lawyer in the chat? That would be good to know.
Chat,
if we could have someone on retainer.
I'm a minister. We have established that. I wonder if I could get my online law degree like I did my Minister of Laughs degree. I want a degree, whatever. You know what I mean?
The Baytown ball peen. I like that, Joe Pro. That's what we need.
I'm the Texas Hammer. I'm the Baytown ball peen. That's so funny. The Texas Thunder.
Claw.
Yeah, I'm the fucking Dollar General of lawyers. The Texas Thunder. That's outstanding.
No, he calls himself the Dollar General. I'm the Dollar General. If we don't win, you at least owe me lunch.
Yeah.
That's a good time. Other than Stafford, man, yes. How much pressure do you think is on Dak to win this? I mean, he missed all last year with the injury. He had some truly great games this year. He also had 2 of the games that might have been the worst in his career this year. How much pressure is on him to get this done specifically today?
I don't know if all the pressure rests solely on his shoulders. And the only reason I say that is because when you look at his performances statistically, you understand what Dak is capable of. But this is a team sport, right? And I know we're going to give credit to guys like Josh Allen and all that, but I really don't believe Cowboy fans are going to be and we can ask this to the Cowboy fans in the chat too. But my opinion, and just as an outsider that's not a diehard of the fan or of the team, I feel like if this doesn't work, if the Niners upset the Cowboys, everyone's going to be calling for Mike McCarthy's head, but it's not going to be on Dak unless Dak throws, 3 pick sixes and stuff like that. But if he goes out and does his normal thing, or maybe he underperforms, but not in turnover wise, it's not detrimental in that way, and this is just a collapse by the team as a whole, I think it's Mike McCarthy that gets the blame and not Dak Prescott. I think Dak is good. Dak has proven himself enough to that fan base that they're ride or die with Dak until the end. And I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me, Total Dallas.
The only thing about that is that this is when it matters. And someone just said it in the chat. I mean, go ask Romo what stats get you. Ask Romo what regular season stuff gets you, because he's looked back upon fondly now. He's a good announcer. And there have been moments where I think people have missed Romo when Dak hasn't been great. Oh, I wish we had Tony today. But I think there is pressure to get it done here on him. Okay. And the thing about McCarthy, which I find interesting, is they would have to make that decision right quick, because Dan Quinn's getting a lot of interviews. He's going to be getting a lot of interviews. And the one game where he stood in for McCarthy, when I think he was in the protocol, he was engaged. He actually knew like he knew what was going on. He didn't have that Wade Phillips glazed over look of, just standing there the way McCarthy does sometimes. And they would have to make that decision right quick, maybe as soon as Monday, if things didn't go well today. I do feel there is pressure to be the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys specifically. I don't think, other than Green Bay, there's a scrutinized position in the NFL quite like that. The Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers quarterback, because of the lineage, because of the victory in their legacy. I think there is pressure on him to get this done. Not as much as Matt Stafford, because the future of the Rams rests on this run right now. They've given up all their number 1s and 2s next year. A loss like this could set them back a little bit with all the money they've spent and all the hype. But I think there is pressure. I don't think it's too big for him, by the way. I think he can go out there and play well. And you're right. I think it would be a situation, Barry, where he played really well and something else didn't go well. Like they didn't run the ball well, or the defense didn't get the big splash plays we've known for them to get. And the Niners were able to control the clock with the run game. I think Dak playing well and them winning aren't mutually exclusive. I think he can play well and they could still lose. Yeah, but I think there is some pressure for him. And again, I don't think he's too big for it. I don't think it's too big for him. I think he can handle it. So
yeah, we'll see.
So we will see. It'll be interesting to watch.
Now you chose the Niners.
I did.
So defend your pick.
Because I do, because I like what I saw out of Garoppolo last week, and man, it could have been a 1 week thing. But the way he put on the fourth quarter last week was a big deal for them. You do have Deebo Samuel, but you also have George Kittle, who's going to be a huge force in the middle of the field. I mean, you can't double both of them, I don't think. And the Niners can run the ball. They can control the ball some. They do have Elijah Mitchell back, and I think they're going to be okay. It's a matter of Garoppolo not turning the ball over. I think if they control the ball and he doesn't turn the ball over stupidly, and this could be the same thing we talked about with one of these other games where if the Cowboys force him to make stupid plays, like if the moment gets too big for Jimmy Garoppolo, and he's been to a Super Bowl, by the way. I mean, he's been on a bigger stage than this. If they force him to make stupid throws, which he is very capable of, that would be what determines this game. I don't think it's a matter of the Niners just going 3 and out and 3 and out and 3 and out like the Pats did yesterday. I think there'll have to be some splash plays. I think Dallas can get it done. I just like the Niners set up for this game.
I tell you what, I think a lot of people, we talk about Dak, we talk about that Dallas offense, the Dallas defense. It gets some run. I mean, it was 7th in points allowed on the season, and with Diggs and Parsons and Vander Esch and Gregory, like this is a really good Dallas defense, and I think it surprised a lot of people, especially with Parsons being considered maybe defensive rookie of the year. And Diggs, the way he's been playing, and now a lot of people, if you look at his coverages, he gets a lot of interceptions, but it's like, what? That's like saying, oh yeah, this guy threw a billion touchdowns, but he also had a lot of incompletes. Who gives a shit? The end result of the touchdown is really, no one gives a shit at the end of the day. And I give credit to him for being in the right spot to intercept the ball. This isn't just all happenstance. This isn't every single interception he got was a tip drill. So
but the QBR throwing against him was extraordinarily high, and I think that's why people say that. Like, yeah, he got all the picks, but from play to play, you have success throwing against him. There just are moments where he is in the right place, and how that those moments of what turned the tides of games for them, though, they have won games specifically because of those plays that he made. And if you're willing, if you can deal with him having an 86 QBR against him, or whatever the number is, the ESPN's manufactured stat to take your eyes off of QB rating. If that matters to you, then great. But the bottom line is those plays are on highlight reels every day, every week, not just because he makes picks, but because they have decided games or changed the momentum in the Cowboys' favor. And it's that simple.
Was that pass rush? He had 3 interceptions last year. He's got 11 this year. 11.
Yeah. Ty Everson-Walls, or was one short of Everson-Walls or something like that, who back in the day, the 1980s Cowboys, who lost to the Giants and the Redskins all the time in the playoffs, it felt like he had to pick every game in that year. I do remember watching that and thinking, who the hell is this guy? And he was dominant.
See, this is interesting. Walter, you get a lot of picks because people throw at him all the time. Well, okay. But you still have to get those picks. Let me tell you what. There are plenty of Texans corners that get thrown at all the time, and they don't have 11 interceptions. You still have to perform. And if you watch the interceptions that he's getting, it's not like he looks up and the ball hits him in his chest. He's still making plays on the ball. Some risky plays, by the way. Some plays where you look at a second-year guy and go, boy, if you miss that, they're going to house that on you. So, I mean, and maybe that's the thing. I don't watch every down that he's played. But maybe he's a bit of a risk taker, which would increase the QBR, but also increase the number of interceptions you're going to get. Maybe has something to do with it there. I don't know.
So the key to this game will be, and there have been games where you watch the Cowboys on defense, and it feels like they got 13 guys on the field because the pass rush can be absolutely suffocating, whether it's Gregory. I'm not a big Van Der Esch guy. I think if he played for anyone else, we would never really hear about him that much, but he is the Cowboys' middle linebacker. Yeah, he's good, not great. If Garoppolo can process things quickly and figure out where it's coming from and check down quick or get it out of his hands quick, that's what would give the Niners a shot. If he can't do that, it's going to be a bloodletting, and that's where the 33-point Cowboys win comes in, is if Garoppolo can't process what's in front of him and execute it quick. This could be like a 6 or 7 sack game for him, or a 4-pick game for him if he can't figure that out.
I saw somebody say that the part of the game plan was maybe dropping Micah Parsons into coverage with Kittle. Does that make sense to you?
I think they were going to, the first thing I saw was that they were going to put Micah Parsons on Debo.
Oh, on Debo. That's then even a worse idea.
That was the very first thing that I saw when the lineups came out. They're going to put Micah Parsons on Debo. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me personally. Debo, Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, Travis Benjamin apparently is on the Niners, which I couldn't have told you. Juszczyk, the fullback for the Niners, is a hell of a blocker. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's good on short yardage runs. He's going to have to be protection today. I don't think you see Juszczyk unless he chips a guy and they can get over the top to him. I don't think he plays in the passing game, but
I don't understand why you would drop Micah Parsons in coverage at all. You're taking your leading sacker or your
I like the idea of him. I like the idea of him spying George Kittle a lot better. That makes a lot more sense to me.
I don't know. I mean, the dude has 13 sacks on the season, and you're just going to take that aspect of his game out of it? Just be like, okay, go cover people. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't like the idea of that. No. But no, that's the deal. And your Dallas Cowboys, by the way, are a 3-point favorite at home. So the NFL and the Sharps see this as a pretty even matchup then, because that's just the Cowboys really getting a point more, right? Didn't you tell me it's a 2-point thing now?
It's down to 2 now. It's down to 2.5, I believe, at home.
50.5 points.
Okay.
50.5 points. That seems maybe high.
You think so? I mean, you're talking what?
If they front naked choke the Niners, maybe the Cowboys get most of that on their own. Maybe it's 38-14 13 or something like that. Maybe
Let's
that's how
see.
you get there.
Let's
I
see.
don't know.
What are they? Let me go to what they were averaging. And I don't have the Laminator 5000. I didn't do it after
Retired
COVID
for the year.
No, yeah, after the Omicron or whatever the hell it's called started messing up games and schedules and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna do this. It's too unpredictable this year, and it relies heavily on past performances. So I was like, forget it.
While you're looking at that, Titan Hugo says Cowboys need to win, or it'll be a few years till we see them in the playoffs again. I'm not sure why you would think that, because the rest of the NFC East isn't super strong. The Giants are in disarray. Washington is kind of in disarray, and the Eagles still have Jalen Hurts, who doesn't put up a ton of points as a passer, which will have to change. So I think they have a clear path in the NFC East, semi-clear for at least another year or two. Anyway, I don't think they get put down for a couple years if they lose today. I don't believe that.
Yeah, it doesn't have what I was looking for. Forget it. I was trying to find.
That's okay.
I was trying to find average points allowed and scored for each team. That kind of gives you an indication of what you can expect in the game. And I feel like let's just do a quick exercise here. I feel like this is how Vegas a lot of times will come up with their predictions for an over/under. So we can do this.
Is it that easy? Is that really as simple as that? There's no insider info. They just look at the rankings on ESPN and.
No, but I'll tell you what, I think that they do a lot. But when I did my Laminator 5000, I think I even showed you guys. It's crazy when I come up with a prediction of what the line will be set at for over under. I'm usually within a point of what Vegas sets it at, and it comes down very, very simply to points allowed versus points scored. And so for example, let's do this. So for example, Dallas has scored 500. Oh, hold on, go ahead.
31.2 a game. For Dallas, that's what they score.
Is what they're scoring. Okay, so we'll call it 31 a game.
Yeah,
are allowing.
49ers are it's on one page.
Okay.
The Niners are scoring 25.1.
Got it. So 25 a game. That's what they're scoring.
On the other side of the ball, let me see. I have to scroll down to the bottom because many of these defense have been superb in terms of points scored.
Sure.
Dallas Cowboys are giving up 21.1.
Okay.
The 49ers are giving up 21.5.
So they're both giving up 21 a game. All right. If the Niners are scoring 25 a game, Dallas is giving up 21. It tells you that the Niners will probably settle in at about 23 points. Okay.
Yeah.
If the Cowboys are scoring 31 and the Niners are giving up 21, that settles in at 26. That's split. You split the difference between what they score versus what's allowed. Guess what? 26 and 23 is how much? Where'd it go?
It's there.
That's 49. What'd you say the over-under was? 50?
50.5.
It's pretty crazy how that works, right?
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Does Laminator 5000 really exist?
Yeah, it does.
Is it even really a thing?
Yeah, when I start with over-under numbers, that's what I start with. That's the very beginning of the formula. Is what do they score versus what do they allow on average? And this is why it matters sometimes when you go back and look statistically and historically. Now it can skew, which is what you have to take into account, right? If the Bills beat the Texans 40-0, that skews that allowed versus scored. So you can't just stop there. But usually when you just do that, that gives you a pretty good idea. If I was going to make a score prediction on this game, I'd probably tell you 24-23 Cowboys. 26 is an
So
odd
when they're
number.
doing that, you're saying you don't even really take into account who these teams have played. Like if, in a total theoretical situation, let's just say that the Dallas Cowboys played an absolute murderer's row of offenses. Let's say they played the 10 best offenses 10 weeks in a row, and that's what they gave up. The Niners played 10 weeks of cupcakes and arrived at the same number. So you don't even figure in strength of schedule. You're just going off those raw numbers.
When you right there, to start with. And then you go back and adjust. But just right there, you can see I can get within a point and a half of what Vegas thinks from an over-under perspective. And if you just stop there, because look, you got to remember, what you gave was an extreme, right? If you go back and look at the Cowboys' schedule, there tends to be a balance, right? For example, the Bills go out and win 40-0 versus the Texans, and then they lose 9-6 versus the Patriots. So there's your balance, right? And the same is true with the Cowboys, for example. They'll have a game where they'll score 51 and then they'll score 9. So that's 30 points over 2 games. What'd you tell me they average? 31. So
31.
There's that balance too, where you kind of feel like you're talking a point, but that's where the nuance of what Vegas does comes into play, because that hook, that 0.5, that's where the money's made, right? That's where the money's made. Anybody can look and figure out, oh yeah, they do score 30 a game, because that's what it averages out to. That's what average is. But it's knowing that hook or knowing the difference. So for me, when I see this, us just going through this real quickly, I would take the under on this game just because it's 49 and Vegas at 50.5. So
Cowboys at 12-5. Yeah, played the 20th most difficult schedule in the NFL. The 49ers played the 24th.
Yeah.
So neither one of them had a murderer's row. The Bucs played the toughest schedule in the NFL. And when they say
and they're supposed to
13-4,
and they're supposed to play the most difficult schedule.
Well, you play that first place. You play that first place schedule because you came in first place, but then you also figure in the conference, interconference that you match up on a rotation, and that all feeds in.
If your division is weak, then that helps with your or affects your strength of schedule. Also, the difference between Vegas and the Laminator could be home and away scoring. The other thing too is you have to take into account, once you arrive at that number, then obviously other factors come into play, like weather, injuries, head-to-head matchups, right? Like, I mean, there's a lot more to it. I wouldn't bet my house on what we just did in 3 minutes. But I'm telling you guys, if you're looking for, I don't know, it's a great place to start your process or your formula or whatever it is you wanted to go beautiful mind on that bullshit and do it. Because you could do it for all these games. We could do it again, and you're going to be surprised more often than not. I would say at least 85% of the time, you're within a point of what Vegas sets it at just by that one little exercise.
That makes sense. Yeah. If you were voting for the MVP, would it matter to you that the Bucs had the hardest schedule and the Packers had the 21st?
No, because from that perspective, Aaron Rodgers hasn't had the plethora of weapons surrounding him that Tom Brady did. So yeah, you may have had the harder schedule, but you had the better team too. No, I disagree.
Oh, and the toe. I mean, my God, the toe.
So Joe, thank you for the follow, buddy.
Hey.
Opa!
Following's free, guys, and if you've got Amazon Prime, don't forget, and not just for us, but you get a free Amazon Prime sub each and every month, and we hope that you'll think to use that for your favorite content provider. Maybe it's somebody new, maybe it's an old friend who you've been with through thick and thin, and various places, in Houston or wherever. Yes. We hope you like that.
Joe, we appreciate the follow, buddy. Thank you. Did we do all the games? What time is it? 35.
No, we got one left. Okay. We got one left tomorrow night. And but first of all, before we get into this, are you liking the NFL Super Wildcard Weekend layout with the Saturday, Sunday, and Monday games? We had 2 last night. We got 3 today. We have Monday Night Football again tomorrow night with the 4th-seeded Rams, the 5th-seeded Cardinals, and we're going to do that on Monday night. You like that?
Hey, Heartthrob, buddy. Thank you for the sub. Just gifting a sub out there. You the man. You the man. I'm here for Barry's transition. Wait a minute. Am I becoming a chick? Am I transitioning? Am I?
Somebody like to share?
Sherry. I would like to tell you. Eric, buddy, thank you for the resub. Much appreciated, dude. Look at you guys. Got a little hype train going. Hey, P Money. Thank you for the follow, buddy. Follows free.
Total Dallas doesn't like the Monday night game. He thinks they should have done 3-3. And mixing up the NFC and AFC, it doesn't matter because ultimately you get a bye week before the Super Bowl, so no one is screwed over with a short week. I don't think I'm so hot on having a playoff game tomorrow night. I think I would have rather had 3-3 or 2-4. Run 4 games today. I mean, do whatever.
Hey, fuck you, pal. Hugo said Barry's becoming Bertha. Hey, you kiss my ass. Bertha. I don't mind the Monday night game. I guess I'm in the minority on this one, but I kind of dig it. I get to watch NFL football on Saturday. I get to watch NFL football on Sunday, and I get to watch NFL football on Monday when I get home from work. What's wrong with that? You're going to be bitching. There ain't nothing to watch on TV on Monday, but now there is. What's wrong with that? Spread it out.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm against it. I just don't know if I need it. It's one of those things. Yeah, you could, but should you? I guess it's fine. I would imagine the ratings are going to be extraordinary tomorrow night.
Yeah, you should. And we didn't thank Joe Pro for the 303 biddies, Joe Pro. Thank you, buddy. Very much appreciated.
Hype train.
Yeah. Oh, man, we are into the hype train. No, I like it. I like it because how often have you been sitting around lately on Thursday night going, I know they suck,
Never.
but I wish there was a game on.
Or there was a
Alex
show on
gets it.
Twitch that I could tune into for 2.5 hours and just let Calgon take it away. That's why we're here.
See, Donna said,
All the better.
why take away the Monday night game? Day one, Donna, thank you for the 28 biddies. And she said, why take away the Monday night game?
Oh, I don't
like
know.
it. Ain't
I'm
nothing
just
wrong
curious
with it.
if people dig it. I'm
I
not saying
dig
there's anything wrong with it. I'm just thinking I don't know if I need it.
You shut your whore mouth, Sean.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, guys.
Okay.
I would rather have Monday playoffs than Thursday night football.
Okay. Yeah. I'm with that too, but I'd rather have both. Look, there's 12 teams. Can we not have Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday playoff football? Take the worst matchup. Take the
Thursday,
Chiefs,
Friday, Saturday.
just take Chiefs Steelers and put that on Thursday because no one wants to see that bloodbath, right?
It's the NBA TV playoff series. The first rounder,
I like it. Largo, thank
Hawks
you
and
for the biddies,
Cavaliers.
buddy.
Yeah,
Hawks and
nobody wants to
Cavaliers.
watch that shit.
Listen, I would have. You're telling me you would be super mad if Thursday night we were able to watch Chiefs Steelers, and then Saturday we watched Bills, Patriots, and Bengals Raiders. Today we watched 2 games, and then Monday we watched 1. You're going to tell me that would bother you?
Oh no! I'm saying over the course of the season, I think I'm becoming less a fan of Thursday night football because of the injuries and all other stuff. Yeah. We're seeing guys get banged up more and more. I'd rather see more rested guys Sunday and Monday than have a 4-day turnaround for these guys. Okay. I'm becoming less a fan of it. But
okay,
who am I?
I like seeing guys getting banged in. But Shelby, thank you for the 100 biddies.
Do you now?
Do you know? Hey, listen, this is part of my Brazers movie day for 365 days. So,
is it Brazers now?
Brazers. I don't know how you say it. Bang bus. Trying to watch
Reality Queens.
I'm trying to watch a porn a day for 300. Shock's doing an album a day. I'm doing a porn a day. I watched Young Lady Chatterley's Lover last night. It was
Volume 7.
Busty Cops 3. Get on the ground. Okay. You're under a breast.
Weapon? Is that a concealed weapon?
Hey, B. Hannon is hosting. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for the host, Brandon Hannon. Much love, baby.
Day
Busty
one, Donna
Cops
says,
8.
try having.
You're under a breast.
Try having this discussion once football's over. You wouldn't care what. Yeah,
exactly.
You know what?
Exactly.
But that's it. Like there's
8 in the morning. I wouldn't care.
There's a guy on a local on an AM station who I have 2 years in a row, like the Thursday after the Super Bowl, talk about how he is starved for football. It's been 3 or 4 days. Yeah. It's lame. I'm fine with the compartmentalizing of seasons. I don't need to have football year round. Yeah. I really don't. I love baseball. It's still my one. I like having off season. I just like having some space, so I appreciate it again when it comes around. That's why opening day is such a big deal.
Canada relief benefits. I think he's giving you some side business. He's throwing shade. He said, "What's insane to me is people saying the Eagles' run game is going to get them a win."
Oh, their run game and their defense.
We didn't even do the Eagles game yet,
and we factored in the fact that the Buccaneers are banged up at receiver, and Brady is who he is, but they don't have AB. Gronk is a death waiting to happen. That dude is always one hit away from being
Gronk
done.
Hit his bonus money,
career-wise.
bro. Gronk's the man.
Yeah,
okay,
he is.
Hey guys, thank y'all for the hype train. By the way, just completed.
You still don't have Fournette. I don't know that Jones can tote it 30 times if they needed to. They won't. They'll throw 50 times. But Eagles defense got stout the last second half of the season, and their run game is like 170 a game.
Okay, so is that you defending your pick to taking the upset of the Eagles beating the
we did it already
in the playoffs? No, we didn't.
Yeah. We did this one already.
We didn't do this game.
Sure we did. Like 40 minutes ago.
No, we didn't we? I
Yeah,
don't think we did
they
this
did.
game.
When you were asking me which upset I liked more, if
Oh,
I had
but
to
I'm
pick
saying
between those two
formally,
upsets,
yeah, but we didn't.
oh yeah,
We
no, I
didn't
would
throw
lean.
the graphic up
Yeah,
and
but
break it all
I did
down.
take Philly.
You did
But
take Philly.
there's always one. There's always one game I think in the playoffs that people don't expect and really don't expect because it is Tampa Bay and it is Tom Brady and it is the defending champions. But I think there's a time to get them. It's now. While they have injuries at some inconvenient spots, I think now is the time. And I like Sirianni as a head coach. I really do. I didn't when they hired him. I'm really liking Nick Sirianni.
Okay. Yes, the Eagles can run the ball, but I think there's this conundrum when you're talking about being able to run the ball. Are they a running team, or does Jalen or can they run the ball? It's the same thing with the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Are they a running team? We know that like the Tennessee Titans, they're a run first team. They're a hand the ball off to Derrick Henry and go out and get us 187 yards. All hail Derrick Henry. That is a run-oriented team. Whereas the Eagles get a lot of rushing yards, but a lot of that comes from the fact that they have a quarterback who is mobile enough to be a threat. For example, you could say that about the Bills, right? With Josh Allen, what he adds to the run game, but I don't think the Bills are a running team. But I think that because Jalen Hurts factors into how many rushing yards they get, just the same way with the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Although, I mean, I would say with the Ravens, they had that two-headed monster there with Ingram and what's his name?
They had Dobbins and Gus Edwards last year. It was more three-headed. But the thing about Philly is they've got
But do you
Miles
understand the point I'm
Sanders
making?
and Boston Scott. Yeah. I see what you're saying. There are some teams like Tampa Bay who probably run off of the pass more. I think Buffalo probably does that too. They throw more and then they get you with the running game. Philadelphia and Baltimore both still have to pass off of the run. They set you up, pound, throw for 30 yards. Jalen Hurts has Devontae Smith, who for a good part of the season was a number one rated wide receiver in PFF, which I did not know. They also got Dallas Goedert, who got paid and has balled out for the last 2.5 months. It's not like they don't have weapons too. The key to that, though, is Jalen Hurts, just like I talked about with Garoppolo today, being able to process what's in front of him and being able to execute and not shitting the bed. And this is a kid who played at Alabama. He played at Oklahoma under bright lights, just the way Joe Burrow did at LSU. This is a different shade of lights. These are even brighter and they're more in your face a little bit more. And that's the whole key, I think, for Philly is doing what they do. But Jalen Hurts also has to just make a play here and there. He doesn't have to throw for 350. He just has to not screw it up, and he is going to have to make a couple of all-pro plays today. But I think he can do it.
I'm glad you believe in them. I don't for some reason. Maybe it's because I don't watch them. But their late season surge. What were they down the stretch? They were pretty impressive.
They
down
won
the stretch.
5 in a row before they lost. They won 5 in a row before they lost to the Cowboys, and it was a game where they didn't play anybody. They didn't need the game.
They had that,
and that's what I was kind of talking about. Yeah, a couple weeks ago, I remember saying that though. Is if you had told me 2 months ago that Week 18 Philly could rest people, it didn't matter if they had the 7th seed, but the fact that they were in a spot where they were in and didn't have to play guys, I wouldn't have believed you. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a fun game to watch. I think the reason why it's so tough to pick this game because the Buccaneers are a much better team because it is Tom Brady, and you just don't think something like this is possible. When's the last time Brady got run in the first round? Ever?
I'm not saying
this. How many times has he even played a first round game?
You're the one saying it's difficult to pick this game. It's not difficult. Bucks. Like why is that?
No. Why is it so hard to pick against the Bucks? Because of everything that they bring to the table. But I think if there's a time to get them, specifically, it's this week. Next week, all bets are off. They'll be healthier.
Okay.
I think this is the week to get them.
So I'm doing our exercise. I'm doing our exercise real quick while we're on this game. Philly allowing 22 a game, Bucks scoring 30. Mm-hmm. So that's 4, right?
Yeah.
So that's a 4 point. And Tampa Bay is scoring 21 a game, and Philly is allowing 26. So that's what, 23 and a half? We'll call that 23.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bucks are going to be at 26. What's the over-under on the game?
Total is 46 and a half. Bucks favored by 7.5.
So I come up with 49 again. So there you go. Take the over. what it says.
Take the over.
Take the over.
It could happen.
Yeah.
Man, the wheels come off. The Bucks could put up 50 on their own. I don't think that'll happen. I think the Eagles' defense is too strong for that. But
what is
we'll
the
see
spread
when they're all playing.
Game? What is the spread before we move
on?
7.5.
Tampa Bay by 7.5.
Okay.
In their house.
Interesting.
You crazy about Bruce Arians as a head coach? Does he intimidate you at all?
No.
Do you?
I like him. I do.
I know he's a likable dude,
He's
but
goofy.
you think, do you feel like he's gonna outcoach you? You know,
I think you would have thought the same thing about Andy Reid, right? You're a Philly guy. Did you ever feel like Andy Reid was going to outcoach anybody? And now you look up and a couple Super Bowls and an excellent quarterback later, you go, oh man, Andy Reid's a great coach. I think that has more to do with it than anything. The fact that he's got Tom Brady, he's going to outcoach you. If he's got Tom Shady, not so much. He's not going to outcoach you as much.
Thing about Andy Reid is that he refused to not throw the ball 50 times a game, whether it was McNabb or anyone else. It was always going to be throw first, run second, regardless of who he had behind center. And you always had the feeling that Andy Reid could outcoach you for about 56 minutes. And then when time management and timeouts management became a thing, the wheels would come off and you'd have him. As long as you kept the game close, you would wait for a time for him to screw up clock management. He got the KC. He got the quarterback he needed to do the things that he wanted. And the clock didn't matter in a lot of games when you're up 40 or whatever it was the Chiefs were doing to people.
Hey!
He didn't have to play to his weaknesses anymore.
Thank you for the follow, APC. Much appreciated.
That name in a while.
So he says he's from Australia. What's up? We got another Australian in here. Let's go. We got a Steelers fan living down under. Appreciate the follow. Thanks for joining. We're about 11 minutes away from wrapping it up. He said, go Tom Brady. Yeah, the GOAT. So
Australians love Tom Brady.
Basically, what he's trying to tell you, Shock, is you're an idiot, and Tom Brady is God and GOAT. So suck it. That's what he's saying.
Just one more continent calling me an idiot.
How do you say suck it in Australian?
Suck it, mate.
You just gotta add mate to it. That's so disrespectful. This dude's like, oh my God, really? You guys are from Texas. Are you doing this from a fucking chuck wagon? That's mate. Just let it go.
It's like the A of Canada. It's if you're doing a Canadian, you just add A to everything. And in Australia,
Largo said Hurts' mutation from channel view chemical plant exposure should take off soon. Then he's going to mutate. He's going to go mutate mode. So watch out, NFL. He's going to grow a third leg like Josh Allen did taking Viagra.
Largo's avatar of a kangaroo having his way with Novak Djokovic is pretty next level there. I'm not sure how long that took, but yeah. Novak should be home anytime now. He was deported from Australia over not being vaxxed and B kind of misleading them on his situation. So
did you hear his dad compare him to Jesus? He's like, he's being persecuted like Jesus. It's like, look, the only difference between Djokovic and Jesus is what they were spreading. So
I've never heard Novak Djokovic and Kanye ever mentioned in the same sentence before.
Yeah, totally. He's tennis Jesus, bro. Let's go. What?
Tennis Kanye.
Yeah.
Or Yee.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Who just messaged Odin's third leg? Largo, you nasty bastard.
You talking about Josh Allen?
Yeah.
Greg Oden.
Yeah. That's so disgusting.
So, one more game, guys, tomorrow night. And again, we have Monday Night Football in playoffs for the first time ever. The number 5 seeded Cardinals. It's like it's March Madness. The 5th seeded Cardinals, the 4th seeded Rams. The Cardinals were ruling the roost on most of the season. They were even number 1 in the NFC most of the year. Wheels came off. They had some injuries. They had a couple of bad losses. The Rams got stronger as things went on. They didn't win a game, Barry, for like a month when they had Von Miller and OBJ, but all of a sudden they're balling out a little bit better. This is the quarterback, Matt Stafford, who I think has the most pressure on him because of what the Rams have mortgaged to get Von Miller and to get Odell Beckham Jr. and to get Matt Stafford, by the way. They gave away almost the top half of their draft for the next year or two. This might be now and never for them. And that's weird to say with a team that just put this together.
Yeah, it's a good point. when they even tweeted it out, right? And that might come back to haunt them. And you feel like, how Twitter is, man. So when they went out and got Von Miller, they tweeted immediately a picture of a poker player pushing all his chips in, and all they did was hashtag all in. And it's true. It's 100% true. And you're right. There's a lot of pressure, really not just on Stafford, but on everybody. On Von Miller. Do you know what we gave up to get you, right? There's a lot of pressure on the coaching staff, on the organization, the GM. Dude, you pushed all in and you get bounced by the Cardinals in the wild card round. You just screwed us for the next 7 years. We're now going to be the Los Angeles Texans. This is going to be bad. So you have to. And does anybody, and this is a great question for the chat. Does anybody look at the Rams and think they're the team to beat in the NFC? Because that's what going all in is supposed to do. The Bucs went all in. Tom Brady, bringing in Gronk, doing all AB, Fournette. We're all in. And they're winning Super Bowls because of it. Is anybody looking at the Rams and saying, this is a legitimate Super Bowl contender out of the NFC? And I don't think so. Got to be feeling kind of feeling away if you're a Rams fan right now.
I get the game probably didn't mean as much to the Rams, but Stafford's wife, I guess, hosts a podcast. She hosts an NFL podcast, was pleading with Rams fans not to sell their tickets to Cardinals fans because apparently SoFi was overrun with 49er red. I don't think we see a repeat of that because this is the playoffs. But, dude, Los Angeles has also been known as kind of the most laid-back sports town there is, and I guess it's NFL playoffs. But, shit, if someone found out that there was something better to do on the other side of town today,
they're doing it.
Beautiful day. I don't need to go to this NFL game today. I don't want to face traffic. There's something streaming on Netflix today that I've been wanting to watch. I don't think we'll see that, but I think it's funny that someone felt the need for a playoff game with this team to plead for their fandom not to sell their tickets to Cardinals fans. I found that a little weird.
It's pretty great, right? Only in LA.
Only in LA.
You feel
that is a 49.5 point over under. Rams favored by 3.5 at home.
Let's talk about that for a second. Canada Relief Benefit said the Rams have Cup. A lot of talk about Cooper Kupp. Outstanding year. Amazing year. Good ball player. But I don't think anybody expected him to be this good. Amazing what happens when you get a court. Yeah, high motor, tight hips. Amazing what happens, though, when you get a guy that can actually get you the ball instead of Goff, who. Yeah, so he's had an outstanding year. Are you buying the MVP hype, though? Is he on your list? Are the Rams as good as they are without Cooper Kupp? Probably. I think you could.
It was coming down to Brady and Rodgers and Brady the last month. And I did see, I don't know if it was NFL Network or something, they were talking about MVP races. And there's always one dickhead on the panel was like, hey, I've got a dark horse for you. And he brings up Cooper Kupp. And I'm like, fine. He was the best receiver in the NFL, him and Devontae, 1-2, 2-1, whatever. But unless he's also returning kicks and getting 6 touchdowns as a return man, no.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember anyone saying Cooper Kupp was carrying the Rams.
You go such a dude. Rams also have playoff Stafford. Don't forget that.
Every game this season's the most important game he's ever played.
Cooper Kupp is good, and I think your argument is, but he had almost 2,000 yards, and it wasn't even close. And the next closest was Jefferson with 800. Yeah, that's because he was the primary target the entire time. I think, and I'm not saying that the Rams have a ton of talent. I want to see Odell Beckham Jr. get featured more. You want to see him, but they have a lot of dudes on that receiving core that have some skills. Jefferson and Higbee and Woods and Odell Beckham Jr. That's a talented receiving core. Cooper Kupp obviously shines above and beyond all of those guys, but I don't think I'm putting him on an MVP level. Certainly not.
It's like when they invite 4 guys to New York for the Heisman, and I think they have to have 4 Like they have a number that they want,
Right.
even if there's a clear favorite. And there wasn't this year, but if there was one guy who was just head and shoulders, neck, knees, and feet above everyone else, you still got to fill those other 3 or 4 seats in New York at the restaurant that they do this in, the Champions Club or Touchdown Club. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
If
they're sending a text, and it would be the Field Goal Club. Okay.
The bye-week win club. They you have to have other guys in the conversation. If you have a 4-man panel on some NFL throwaway show, you can't talk about 2 guys. You're going to have 1 or 2 guys who are like, yeah, but what about Micah Parsons? Yeah. What about TJ Watt? Should he be in I like the idea of TJ Watt more than I like the idea of Cooper Kupp, honestly.
I mean, would the Rams?
Not that either of them should be in the conversation.
Would the Rams be 12-5 without Kupp? I think the Rams are in a better position without Kupp than the Steelers would be. I'm not so sure.
Would the Steelers have been in a position to back into the playoffs on a late field goal from the Raiders over the Chargers to get into the playoffs without TJ Watt?
And don't forget, it was like, oh, Big Ben down the stretch, TJ Watt down the stretch too. I mean, he had some timely sacks, not just record breaking, but timely as well. So. Yeah, I mean it's a valid point. It's a fair point. So in the chat, APC was it APC that asked what time? Yeah, APC wanted to know when is the Tampa Eagles game. So
Tampa and the
schedule.
Eagles go for it.
I was just gonna say Eagles are at Tampa at noon today. The
Central Time.
Yeah, noon Central Time. The Niners are playing the Cowboys at 3:30 Central Time. And the Steelers are playing the Chiefs at 7:15. So your early game, your noon game Central is the Bucks, Eagles, and then Cowboys, Niners, and then Chiefs, Pittsburgh is the night game. And then the Monday night game, obviously, is this one we just talked about, Arizona and Los Angeles.
If this helps you, Tampa Bay and Philly kick off in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 minutes. They'll be
we're a minute away from noon here. So we're there, and then they'll run through all the ceremonies and do the kickoff. I tell you one thing before we wrap it up about the Rams that I don't know if we have done justice in doing it or if the talking heads, because all the talk becomes about Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford.
Sure.
And like Titan Hugo said, playoff Stafford. But that Rams defense is really good. And we tend to not talk about it on this show, and I've seen other people kind of gloss over. Not everybody, but I don't know that we've given that Rams defense enough respect. It's a really good defense with a ton of talent. And I think that's what's going to be interesting to me in this matchup. It's not Stafford and Kupp. It's going to be, how does this Rams defense hold up against what the Cardinals can do offensively? Now, no DeAndre Hopkins until at least the NFC Championship game. But still, that's a good Cardinals offense. They sputtered down the stretch. But that, to me, is going to be really the thing to watch and the key to this game. So, can't believe I
think you're right. But I think all 3 of us took – I'm the only one who took the Cardinals.
Yeah. You defend your pick while we bounce out. And I've got a raid for us, too. We're going to raid NFL
go for
philosophy.
that. No, the playoff Stafford has something to do with it. I just like Kyler Murray's game, and I still believe that there are probably 2 or 3 plays that Kyler Murray is capable of because of a mixture of pretty sick arm strength for a guy that size and his mobility. As I said before, you play that Benny Hill music, you watch him run around. It's like watching the closing credits, and I just think he's capable of a couple of plays to get himself out of trouble and to survive that Matthew Stafford simply can't make, even with the weapons around him. Kyler Murray can do some things himself that can get the Cardinals out of a couple of tough spots, and I like him doing that tomorrow night. Oh, whatever, TD. I'm not losing all 3 today.
All right,
I'm not losing all 3 today. Who are we rating, Barry?
We are going to rate NFL philosophy.
All right.
They're talking to playoff football. I don't know if they're going to do a sidecast, though. Maybe we should. I don't know. They're still going. We try to find somebody that's would benefit. We don't want to raid somebody like Bridget Case, who's got 1,000 people watching right now. NFL philosophy has 15 people watching. I think that's a good raid. We've got how many right now watching us? 30.
Yo, I
Ain't nothing wrong with that. So you take us out, and I'll get the raid going.
I will. John Westling, safe travels, man. You're out in LA doing your thing and heading out to a cruise, so we cannot wait to get you back home. For Nick Lowry, for Barry Laminack, I'm Mike Lieberstock, and this has been an NFL Super Wild Card Weekend edition of Sports Riot, live on Twitch. We'll see you right back here Sunday night, 7 p.m. to 9 Central Time. Enjoy the football, guys. See you next time.
We love you, Philip.
The opposite is superstition. So when you listen, the pleasure, relieve your pressure is buried treasure. I plan to see that's there forever.
We're not rating yet, are we?
I think he just went off air. The guy wanted to raid. Let's see.
Hold on.
Yeah. Hold on, guys.
Guys, hold on a second.
Oh, thank you, Titan Hugo. Titan Hugo said best show on Sunday before football. We appreciate you, buddy.
Thanks, Titan Hugo. We love it.
Yeah, I think they went off air. Damn it. There's
No one else?
Let's rate this dude. I don't know. Oh, no, he's talking soccer. What the hell?
That's fine. We've got Aussies
What
and
is
the Englishmen in the chat. We're fine with that.
There's a lot of testicle ball talk going on.
Joe Pros says he hasn't been this drunk this early since Houston game day. I hope you did well with that feral wildcat that was on your property last night or whatever that was. I hope you slept well, Joe Pro.
Yeah, right?
He was either coyote or wildcat. He was praying for coyote.
Here we go. We're going to raise Speeds and Benchmark. They've got a ton of people watching. We're just going to raid them.
Local guys.
Yeah, love them. All right. See you guys. Enjoy the football. Love you.